Hey to all. Today we have to start a new chapter, consection. We have already learned different types of various forms of the equation of line in our last chapter. In this chapter, we have to discuss different types of curves such as circles, ellipse, hyperbola and parabola. These curves are the intersection of a plane with a double napped right circular cone. Now discuss how to form this curve using a plane and a double napped right circular cone. Now we start the class. Now we start our next section of cone section is ellipse. What is an ellipse? Our definition says that an ellipse is the set of all points in a plane, the sum of whose distances from two fixed points in the plane is a constant. That means, here suppose we consider two fixed points. Suppose we consider our first fixed point is f1 and our second fixed point is f2. So circumference we consider a point in the two fixed point equal to distance equal to sum. Suppose we take 10. You consider another point. We point in these two fixed points is equal to distance also sum of distance from this f1 to this fixed point and f2 to this point is again 10. You consider another point. And also we find sum is again we get 10. Here also take another point. We point in the two fixed point equal to distance equal to sum is also we get answer 10. ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് എടുത്തു ആ പോയിന്റിൽ നിന്ന് സെയിം പേ ഈ പോയിന്റിൽ നിന്നും ഈ രണ്ട് ഫിക്സഡ് പോയിന്റ് ഈക്വൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഉള്ള സം ഈസ് അഗൈൻ വി ഗെറ്റ് 10. Here also you take another point, again we find sum, you get answer 10. Similarly we collect infinite number of points. ഈ 10 ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് equal to sum 10 കിട്ടത്തക്ക രീതിയിൽ ഇൻഫിനിറ്റ് നമ്പർ ഓഫ് പോയിന്റ് ട്രേസ് ചെയ്യും. ആ ഇൻഫിനിറ്റ് നമ്പർ ഓഫ് പോയിന്റ്സിൽ നിന്നും we form a curve like this. Okay, it's a fixed point, so completely lies on this. Okay, here also we get another point, distance from this point to this point is summed to again 10. Also we get another point, distance from this point to this point equal distance we select sum is again 10. We get point at the point in the fixed point equal this fixed point equal distance equal sum again we get an infinite number of points. If we get a curve, that curve is called ellipse. That means ellipse is the set of all points in a plane, the sum of distance from two fixed points in the plane is a constant. That means circumference any point you consider point it is two fixed point equal to distance equal to sum is always equal to a constant value. That's a definition. Okay. Now ഈ ഒരു ഫിഗറിനെ നമുക്ക് ഒരു പ്ലെയിനിലോട്ട് കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്താൽ xy plane. Okay, xy plane. Here these two fixed points. Here first we consider these two fixed points. These two fixed points are called foci. An axis passing through this foci is called major axis. An axis passing through this foci is called major axis. Okay, and an axis pass through the center means midpoint of the foci, that is called center. An axis passing through this center, and that center means midpoint of the foci is called minor axis. This axis is called minor axis, this axis is called major axis of an ellipse. These two fixed points are called foci, and these axes intersect with the point, that means midpoint of the foci is called center of the ellipse. Okay, now this axis intersect x-axis at two fixed points. So the first point is suppose we consider A1 and second point is A2. A1 to A2 is called length of the major axis. Also this minor axis intersect at y-axis two fixed point. First is considered B1 and second point is considered B2. This distance is called, B1 to B2 distance is called length of the minor axis. Length of the minor axis. Okay, now we how to find this major axis, minor axis, focus, etc. Okay, focus here, these two fixed points, or main points are, two fixed points are called foci. Two fixed points. These two fixed points called foci. Second point is the midpoint of the line segment F1, F2. Midpoint of the foci, midpoint of F1, F2 is called center, center of the ellipse. Midpoint of F1, F2 is called center. Line segment through the foci, and intersect in the ellipse. Line segment through the foci is called major axis. The line segment through the center and perpendicular to major axis. Line segment through the center, and perpendicular to the major axis is called minor axis. Then the end points of the major axis are called vertices. Here, that is A1, A2 is also named as vertices. End points of the major axis, end points of the major axis are called vertices. They are the main definition regarding the topic ellipse. Okay, these two fixed points are called foci, and axis passed through this foci is called major axis, and center of these two foci is called midpoint of these two foci is called center, and axis passing through the center and perpendicular to major axis is called minor axis, and our ellipse intersecting these 2 points, these two A1, A2 are called, that means end points of the major axis are called vertices. Okay, now how to find these foci, center, and etc. Here the focus is denoted by the symbol C0, C0, and second point is minus C0. Focus is denoted by C0. Vertices is always, center is again 0, 0, 0, 0. And vertices, here the coordinate is A0, here coordinate is minus A0. Here the y coordinate is represented by 0, B, and here 0, minus B. Then A1 to A2 is called length of the major axis is 2A, length of the minor axis is 2B, and F1 to F2 is length of the foci is 2C. Okay, this our next point is length of the major axis. Length of the major axis is equal to 2A. The length of the minor axis is equal to 2B, and length of the foci is equal to 2C. Length of the foci is 2C. Okay. Now the focus, coordinate foci. The foci is plus or minus C0, and vertices Vertices is here A1 and A2 are vertices, and vertices denoted by plus or minus A0. Vertices denoted by plus or minus A0. Now our next definition is eccentricity. Eccentricity definition says that is the ratio of distance from center to one of the foci to one of the vertices. Okay, is the ratio center to is the ratio. Eccentricity definition says that definition our formula മാത്രം by heart ആക്കിയിരുന്നാൽ മതി, കാരണം അതിൻ്റെ പ്രോബ്ലമാണ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. is the ratio of distance from center to one of the foci to one of the distance. Center to one of the foci means C. One of the vertices mean A. That means distance is the ratio of distance from center to one of the foci C divided by one of the vertices mean A. That is C by A. Eccentricity is denoted by C by A. Next definition, eccentricity is E denoted by the symbol E is equal to C divided by A, center to one of the foci to one of the vertices. Next definition is latus rectum. Parabola നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ലാറ്റസ് റെക്റ്റം LR. Latus rectum is equal to, latus rectum means is a perpendicular line segment. Latus rectum means is a perpendicular line segment through the foci. Is a perpendicular line segment through the foci. Is a perpendicular line segment through the foci, and whose end points lies on the is a perpendicular line segment through the foci, and whose end points lies on the ellipse. This distance is called latus rectum. How to find latus rectum? By definition, the proof important. So by heart the formula. Our formula is 2b square divided by a. 2b square divided by a. It's the formula finding latus rectum. Okay. Then and last we find a relationship between semi-major axis, that is A, semi-minor axis B, and semi-foci is C. That is a relation between A, B, C. Relation between A, B, C. That is C square is equal to A square minus B square. In proof under syllabus program proof ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്. So only by heart these points, that's enough. A relation between semi-major axis, semi-minor axis and semi-foci, that is C square equal to A square minus B square. And last we form equation. Equation of the ellipse is x square divided by A square plus y square by B square is equal to 1. Here A square is always greater than B square. A square is always greater than B square. Okay, our equation of the ellipse is S square by A square plus y square by B square is equal to 1. That's the definition. Okay. In this case, second case side നമുക്ക് മറ്റൊരു എലിപ്സ് കൂടി നമുക്ക് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് എലിപ്സിൻ്റെ ഫോർമേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു ഫോമിൽ നമുക്ക് എലിപ്സ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് അവർ മേജർ ആക്സിസ് ലൈസ് ഓൺ ദി വൈ ആക്സിസ്. Like this. Okay, this is also an ellipse, but our major axis on the y axis, minor axis on the x axis. In this case, length of the major axis, length of the minor axis, the length of the major axis is same. Length of the major axis is equal to same to a. Length of the minor axis, same formula. Minor axis is also 2b. Length of the foci. Length of the foci is also 2c. Should change the rest case matram. Foci formula, that is foci is equal to not plus or minus 0, 0 plus or minus 0, because foci lies on the y axis. So coordinate change, but length change variation better. That is foci is 0 plus or minus c, and vertices also in the y axis ആയിരിക്കും. Our vertices is equal to 0 plus or minus a, 0 plus or minus a. ഈ 2 കേസ് മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് ഇതിൽ വേരിയേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുള്ളൂ. ഫോക്കൈ വേരിയേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും, വെർട്ടിസസ് ഈസ് ഓൾസോ ചേഞ്ച്ഡ്. ബാലൻസിന് ഒരു ചേഞ്ച് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. Eccentricity, eccentricity is the ratio of distance from center to one of the foci to one of the vertices. Eccentricity, E is equal to C divided by A. There is no change. Then lattice rectum, change the formula is one of the lattice rectum formula 2b square divided by A, one of the lattice rectum 2b square by A. Now the relationship between A, B, C, A comma B comma connected relation, C square is equal to same relation A square minus B square, and last equation of the ellipse is x square divided by B square plus y square by A square is equal to 1. കാരണം y intercept distance കൂടുതലായിരിക്കും. A always A square greater than B square ആയിരിക്കും. എലിപ്സിൻ്റെ A എപ്പോഴും ബി എക്കാട്ടും ലാർജ് ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ആയിരിക്കും. എങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ കറക്റ്റ് തിരിച്ചറിയുന്നത്? അപ്പോൾ വൈ കോർഡിനേറ്റിൻ്റെ താഴെയാണ് നമ്മുടെ ലാർജ് ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ഇരിക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഫോക്കയും വെർട്ടിസസ് വേരിയേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും. 0 പ്ലസ് ഓർ മൈനസ് സിയും 0 പ്ലസ് ഓർ മൈനസ് എ ആവും. ബാലൻസ് ലെങ്ത് ഓഫ് ദി മേജർ ആക്സിൽ ലെങ്ത് ഓഫ് ദി മൈനർ ആക്സിൽ ഒന്നും ചേഞ്ച് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. Okay, these are the main points regarding the topic ellipse. Now we discuss some problems based on this topic. Our first question. Find the coordinate of the foci. Find the coordinates of the foci, vertices, length of the major axis, minor axis, length of the minor axis, eccentricity, and lattice rectum of the following ellipse. Foci, vertices, length of the major axis, length of the minor axis, eccentricity, and lattice rectum of the following ellipse. Okay. Our first question. A square divided by 36 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. Which is of the form s square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. കാരണം a is a large quantity, അത് എക്സിന് താഴെ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് മേജർ ആക്സിസ് ഓൺ ദി എക്സ് ആക്സിസ് ക്ലിയർ. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഈസ് ഹിയർ a square is equal to 36, b square is equal to 16, and therefore c square equal to formula a square minus b square equal to 36 minus 16 equal to 20, and therefore c square equal to 20. Our first question, foci formula plus or minus c0. It is plus or minus, here c equal to or root 20, plus or minus or root 20 comma 0. Foci. Second, vertices, that is plus or minus a0, that is plus or minus, here a square is 36 and a is 6 comma 0. Then length of the major axis, equal to a, that is 2 into 6 equal to 12. Length of the minor axis, equal to 2b, that is 2 into 4 equal to 8 because b square equal to 16 and b equal to 4. Then eccentricity is equal to, you know, formula c divided by a. If you consider only positive, that is root 20 divided by a corresponding to 6. And last, lattice rectum. You know for the lattice rectum, 2b square divided by a is equal to 2 into, here b square means 16 divided by a is 6 equal to 16 divided by 3. That's all. Okay. Now we'll discuss one more question. S square by 4 plus y square by 25 is equal to 1. A square is always greater than b square. So here a square is equal to 25. A എപ്പോഴും b യേക്കാൾ വലുതായിരിക്കും. That implies a is equal to 5, comma b square is equal to 4. That implies b is equal to 2. Then c square is equal to a square minus b square is equal to 25 minus 4 is equal to 21. That implies c equal to root of 21. Using the relation c square equal to a square minus b square. Our first question, foci. You know, in these cases, foci is 0 plus or minus c because major axis on the y-axis and s ന്റെ വാല്യൂ കുറവാണ്. മേജർ ആക്സിസ് ഓൺ ദി y ആക്സിസ്, വൈക്ക് വാല്യൂ കൂടുതൽ. മേജർ ആക്സിസ് y ആക്സിലായതുകൊണ്ടാണ് വൈക്ക് ഡിനോമിനേറ്റർ വാല്യൂ കൂടുതൽ. ഫോക്കൈ ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യും. ഫോക്കൈ 0 പ്ലസ് ഓർ മൈനസ് c is, that is 0 plus or minus root 21. Second is vertices. 0 plus or minus a, that is 0 plus or minus 5. Length of the major axis. Length of the major axis equal to 2a equal to 2 into 5 is equal to 10. Length of the minor axis equal to 2b equal to 2 into 2 equal to 4. Then eccentricity equal to c divided by a is root 21 divided by 5. And the last topic, lattice rectum equal to 2b square by a, that is 2 into b square is 4 divided by a is 5 equal to 8 divided by 5. That's all. It's a very simple portion. But first of all, we by heart all these points one by one. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand the concept. Okay. We'll discuss one more question. X square, 36x square plus 4y square is equal to 144. First of all, we convert the ellipse in the form s square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. If dividing throughout by 144, you know 36 into 4 is 144. So dividing throughout by 144, we get answer 36 square divided by 144 plus 4y square by 144 is equal to 1. It is s square by 4 plus y square by 36 equal to 1. Okay, that is s square by 2 square plus y square by 6 square is equal to 1. Here y denominator ആണ് കൂടുതലായി നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് a square is equal to 36. That implies a is equal to 6, comma b square is equal to 4. That implies b is equal to 2. Also you know c square, relation c square equal to a square minus b square equal to 36 minus 4 equal to 32. That implies c equal to root of 32. Our first question is foci. Foci is 0 plus or minus c, that is 0 plus or minus root 32. Second is vertices, 0 plus or minus a equal to 0 plus or minus 6. The third question is length of the major axis. Length of major axis equal to 2a equal to 2 into 6, that is 12. Fourth is length of minor axis. You know length of minor axis is 2b equal to 2 into 2, answer is 4. Next is eccentricity. You know formula c divided by a, that is root 32 divided by a correspond to 6. Okay, then our last question, lattice rectum LR equal to 2b square by a equal 2 into b square, means here b correspond to 2 and b square 4 divided by a is 6 equal to 4 divided by 3. That's all. Now our second question is find the equation of the ellipse satisfying the given condition. Find the equation of the ellipse that satisfies the given condition. Our first question, vertices. Vertices plus or minus 5, 0 and foci plus or minus 4, 0. Actually, here the x coordinate is 5, focus vertex in the x coordinate and non-zero quantity. That means our ellipse in the form yellow figure. So, our equation of the ellipse is s square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Equation number 1. Here a correspond to a is plus or minus. Here a is equal to plus or minus 5, that is 5. A is equal to 5. C, foci, C correspond to 4. And now the relation is, you know, c square equal to a square minus b square. That is 4 square, that is 16 equal to a square, that is 25 minus b square. That implies b square is equal to 25 minus 16. And therefore b square equal to, we get answer 9. And therefore equation substitute in 1. Our equation is s square by a square, that is a correspond to 5. A square means 25 plus y square by b square is 9 is equal to 1. That is the equation of the ellipse. It's a very simple portion. Okay. Vertices in our focus x coordinate on a non-zero or y coordinate on a non-zero and confirm easier to form using the relation c square equal to a square minus b square. Okay, I'll do one more question. Vertices 0 plus or minus 13. Vertices 0 plus or minus 13 and foci 0 plus or minus 5. When non-zero vannittu y coordinate, so nammal ellipse inde shape ee oru format il irikkum. So our equation of the ellipse is s square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. Okay, here vertices means 0 plus or minus a is given 0 plus or minus 13 and therefore a is equal to 13. Then foci 0 plus or minus c correspond to 0 plus or minus 5 and therefore c is equal to 5. You know the relation c square equal to a square minus b square. That implies 5 square, that is 25 is equal to a square is, you know, a square 13 square 169 minus b square. That implies b square is equal to 169 minus 25 is equal to 144. And therefore substituting 1 we get answer s square divided by b square, that is 144, minus y square by a square, that is 169, is equal to 1, which is the required equation of the ellipse. Okay. Next question. Vertices. Our third question, vertices plus or minus 6, 0 and foci plus or minus 4, 0. Okay, here the equation of the ellipse is s square, because x coordinate non-zero, so s square by a square, x in the y square by b square is equal to 1, equation number 1. Now the vertices given, b is plus or minus a 0 is given plus or minus 6, 0, and therefore a is equal to, we get answer 6. Then foci is plus or minus c 0 equal to plus or minus 4, 0, and therefore c equal to, we get answer 4. Now use the relation c square equal to a square minus b square, that is 16 equal to 36 minus b square, that is b square is equal to, b square left side become 16 right side, that is 36 minus 16 equal to 20, Substituting 1 we get answer s square by a square, that is 36, plus y square by b square is 20 is equal to 1, which is a required equation. Okay, I will discuss some additional questions will be on next video. That's all. Bye.